Anyway, guys, I've got William Regal in my ear here. He's saying there's an issue with the next match. Apparently Devlin has been laid out backstage and is not cleared to compete. So, but he has promised the match.
Someone kick him in the nuts.
The match will be going ahead. It will be a ladder match. So let's see who Santos Escobar will be facing.
So it's not going to be Squad Bálor.
Okay, it's Kushida. We saw him last night.
Bálor Jr.
Last night we saw Kushida face off against
because faces them.
I was going to say. But yeah, like I'm fully aboard on what Abeza said. That like they made Austin, and then like 97, 98 they made The Rock.
Yeah,
and then they carried them.
Pretty much made through that as
Triple
well.
H and Foley as well. They're bringing people in.
And then they made Cena and Batista when they didn't need to anymore. They committed to making them just because Batista did one. You know, like, it doesn't mean they didn't make it.
Yeah.
Like,
and here's
I think it's more incompetence than
representing Wales.
Mandrews.
He's like looking to bring that cruiserweight title back to NXT UK.
I wonder what he's going to do on his way down to the ring. Is he going to wave a lot?
He's going to sing his own song.
Wave.
Oh, he fell over. Yeah, this guy with ladders.
Hasn't he?
No, Sami Zayn's would have a lot more kicks.
Oh, and this is for the cruiserweight title, but here's the cruiserweight. He's still the title for some reason.
He's stolen Walter's belt. Nick that.
Stolen Walter's belt.
Belt collector.
Braver man than me. I ain't doing that.
If I'm stealing Walter's belt, I'm getting straight on the plane.
Maybe I'm getting on a spaceship. If there's not a spaceship waiting for me, like a rocket, I am not stealing Walter's belt. I'm telling you. The deal is I'll steal it if I get to go to a different planet.
On Mars.
Yeah.
Well, we spoke earlier about how much it costs to take a chop. No one's doing stealing a belt.
We spoke earlier about.
I wouldn't steal a chip out of Walter's McDonald's. Never mind his title belt. Like, good grief.
We was talking about great rivals, Rock and Austin earlier, but when Mark Andrews is about, Pete Dunne is never far away, and of course we saw Pete Dunne. Well, I think Kushida beat Pete Dunne earlier on.
Yeah,
like one.
With the armbar. With the hoverboard lock.
Armbar!
Oh,
sorry, it has to be done.
But Mandrews versus like Pete Dunne is a UK indie staple essentially.
From
like Attack and Fight Club.
Oh right, okay. Like,
He's the reigning champion.
No, I still don't recognise him, but at least I know who it's supposed to be now.
I don't know. It's the only creator wrestler I could get to download. You needed like loads of extra parts for a bunch of them, so yeah. Of course, he's not wearing the title because the title is suspended above the ring because it's a ladder match.
I thought he was just
Gonna
under
be
his
Walter
belt.
on him.
Yeah, bring out Walter, cruiserweight title. Why not?
What was going to be the title belt?
At the weigh-in, Walter just put one leg on the scales and was like, "See,
give it to Lashley."
Give it to Lashley.
Lashley.
Title.
Going a big spine buster there to Mandrews.
Karrion with a spine buster.
Oh, Pete Dunne and Kushida renewing rivalry from
You don't want a V trigger.
Yeah, of course, Pete Dunne looking for revenge after last night.
Yeah, I don't understand how Pete Dunne got into this match with someone that beat him.
Eddie Long got confused and forgot and booked a reverse tag match.
He's still. Is that like a reverse
Eddie
battle
Long was
royal?
involved. The Undertaker would be a.
Is that like a reverse battle royal? You have to stand on the apron if you're the legal man. Or something.
I genuinely think that's a great idea.
You can only win the match on the apron.
No, you get thrown into the ring.
No, I think a reverse tag match would be once you're the legal man, you have to be pinned or submitted on the apron, and your two partners have to watch them inside the ring.
That'd be great.
I did see a reverse tag match. Well, not a reverse tag match, a reverse battle royal once. It was at Progress like a year or two ago.
I think I've seen Impact before as well.
Oh yeah,
It's an Impact joke, I think.
They've got a reverse ladder match.
Reverse ladder match. You all start at the top of a ladder and the belt's just on the floor.
that's that episode of Raw when it just started and they were all up the ladder. Right?
I mean, that was damn as near at King of the
Mountain.
Mountain.
That was an amazing.
King of the Mountain match. Get a pinfall, then put the belt up on the hook.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, not before you have to go in the little penalty cage if you eat a pin.
Yeah.
The Landstorm.
You get two. Was it a minute or 2 minutes in there?
Yeah, something like that.
They need to bring that match back.
I wish they did. That used to just be like the main event of Slammiversary would be that match.
See, if Vince was in charge, he'd have called that event King of the Mountain by now.
Pretty much.
Pete Dunne and Kushida just don't want to be separated.
They just having a scrap, aren't they? Like,
you've got Impact taking Cage level and putting a roof up.
I still want to see a Hell in a Cell ladder match where the belt's suspended above the roof of the Hell in a Cell.
Or like the triple cage.
You have to, basically, but you just have to cart a ladder up the side of the cell and just like.
I'm genuinely surprised NXT haven't done a triple cage match yet. Like they've taken War Games. It's only a matter of time now.
War Games.
War Games.
War Games.
Just bring back.
There's two types of NXT fan. There's the ones who like William Regal shouting War Games, and then there's the type that like Adam Cole questioning it. I'm the Adam Cole one.
Bring
War
back.
Games.
But I've never seen two pretty best friends, and you know what this means? War Games. Just the fact that like Regal was embracing TikTok essentially.
I just want them to bring back World War III. I think some of the stunts they could do now with the 3 rings would be pretty great.
That'd be amazing. But I think it's
I was
one of those
thinking
things.
How annoyed would you be if you
logistical.
were a fan and you bought a front row ticket and it was still like in the ring, the furthest ring away? You wouldn't still.
It was like 3.5 miles away from the ring because it was set up. Like
oh my god! DDT onto the ladder. But now Kushida's up. This could be it.
Kushida's going for 3 from 2.
Kushida's
He's a
getting the
former
belt unchallenged.
IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion.
Pete Dunne's not in any rush because he's already got a belt that he stole from Walter, so he's alright.
He's like, if this match ends, I've got to go backstage.
I'd want to go backstage because right now he's on camera. Walter knows exactly where he is with his belt.
Right,
like I'd be hiding backstage, mate.
Looking to be the Cruiserweight Champion.
Santos Escobar's like, I was supposed to fight Squid Bálor. What's going on? I'm just going to stand up.
Andrews gets the ladder, but not. Oh, and there is powerbomb.
Oh! What a maneuver.
What a maneuver.
What a maneuver. That's good shit.
That's like,
I like this.
That's one of my favourite throwaway lines in wrestling history. It was, do you remember the Raw where everyone walked out except Sheamus, Cena, Punk and Triple H, and Punk went to commentary? Like the first thing he did in the first match was shouted, "What a maneuver," and I was just like, "Oh, thank you so much."
Does no one remember when Punk used to do the commentary on like NXT?
Oh no!
Basically his feet up on the desk.
Yeah,
with his feet up on the desk, basically taking the piss.
Yeah, and then when he went on Raw, he was actually like instantly the best commentator. It was like, yep, well.
Yeah.
Well, that's the best kind of commentary. Mandrews could have it here.
Who's got it? Who's got it? Oh,
no. The best commentator in recent history, though, was Triple H on that first lockdown episode of SmackDown.
Oh, he just rinsed Michael Cole.
Oh, when he was just bullying Michael Cole for 2 hours, it was amazing. And he was like the cameraman, he was like, "Look, I'm doing all these jobs, you can't even do yours right." And so I was just like, oh my god.
So one of the things that made me laugh, did you see the Corey Graves, what he said about the Royal Rumble?
No.
No.
Oh, was that the Bailey thing where?
The Bailey thing, yeah.
Where she?
Oh, Kushida.
Kushida has done it. We have a new champion.
Beats Pete Dunne and then wins the title in the match between Santos Escobar and Jordan Devlin. Talent.
So basically, with that, Bayley's had this ongoing feud with Michael Cole.
Yeah.
So she thought, what would be funny that I could do at the Rumble? So
Win the Rumble and then you cash it in on Cole.
Corey Graves, like, throwaway said, get Cole shaved into the back of your head.
Oh, was that his idea?
Graves. It gets better. It gets better.
Corey Graves had forgot that Cole wasn't on commentary for the Women's Rumble.
That's hilarious.
And he remembered when she came out or something, didn't he? He's like, oh shit.
He remembered after she'd got it done.
I can't believe they're not giving us Bayley versus Michael Cole. That was the match I was most hyped for at the turn of this year. Like, I was like, you can see roughly what's coming, can't you, on the horizon when you get to Rumble season. I was like, yeah, the thing I'm watching for is Bayley and Michael Cole.
Well, Michael Cole's had his WrestleMania moment.
It's not quite
imagine
Michael.
If they actually kept him undefeated, imagine Bayley then, like the week after. She'd have just been gold.
What? Fucking Michael Cole challenging Taker's record.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not quite Michael Cole, but we do have...
I genuinely wanted to see Bayley win the Rumble and then challenge Michael Cole instead of either champion. That'd have been it for me. I'd have been like, right, I've seen everything I need to see in wrestling. I'm done. Thank you.
And yes, I was just saying it's not quite it's not quite Michael Cole, but we do have Adam Cole.
It's his son.
He's against. Sorry, my mind went blank for a second. I was like, what?
I was like, he's on screen, dude.
Yeah. Some bad blood between these two. They do not like each other at all, and this is going to be hell. I just shouted out Tom Ozzy. He's back in the chat now.
Hey, Tom Ozzy. Yeah, this match is going to be fun, and I'm sort of enjoying the feud, but it really does feel to me like watching the Gargano Ciampa feud on Fast Forward.
Well, was it you that said that earlier, or was it? I've definitely heard that once tonight already.
Didn't the breakup happen about like 5 weeks ago, and it's already like at this level? It's just like, I don't know, it just felt a bit...
Yeah, but these have history as well, don't they?
Yeah, they have history, but like, I don't know.
Ring of Honor,
now it doesn't feel as rushed as it did 3-4 weeks ago when it was already at this level of intensity. And it was like, just build it. Like, I don't know.
They sort of had been slowly for a while.
Yeah.
You could tell that Cole was getting jealous.
Yeah. I'll agree. There was some good slow burn stuff.
Some long-term storytelling. You love to see it.
I know. I feel like the actual fallout just came too late in relation to this show. I feel like
devil's advocate wise is the fact that they had to rush it. Like we were saying before, like the stream started, Gargano and Ciampa went on so long because they kept getting injured.
Yeah, true.
Like.
Yeah, but it added to it somehow, didn't it? The fact that they were just
but didn't
not
because like
each other alone over the course of about 3 years. It was like, keep killing each other.
But the problem is that between the injuries, every time one of them had a big singles match or moment, the other one would come out and they'd be friends, and then they'd both get back to full health, and then they'd get injured.
Yeah, I did not like the who was it who congratulated the other one on winning the title?
When Ciampa came out.
Yeah, I was just
Gargano
like, don't do that. I didn't like
so
that.
I mean, I genuinely think this feud's been great, like Cole versus O'Reilly, because it's like, to me, Cole is your ultimate unlikable asshole, and Kyle, like, there's something about Kyle that I've always liked.
Yeah, I love Kyle O'Reilly,
and it's like
that's one of the worst thing about this is that Roderick Strong comes out looking a twat.
I mean,
well,
he's just not been involved in the split.
I mean, I can make it worse. The fact this probably wouldn't have happened if Bobby Fish hadn't got injured. Like we wouldn't have had this. I genuinely think if Bobby Fish doesn't get injured, I think if Bobby Fish hadn't got injured, they'd have gone up as a 4-man.
Fish is pretty much done, right? Like at this point, like he's like in his mid-40s. He's constantly injured. He's got to just move into like a producer role or something, surely.
Anyway, there's some serious... Oh, sorry, what are you saying?
When he's fit, he can still go.
Yeah, but it's when he's fit. It's like 1 month out of every year he can actually wrestle.
He
just needs to stop. It's just he's clearly done. He's clearly got too many injuries that just keep recurring. Like,
so there's some serious bad blood between these two. So there's only one official that can officiate this match. It's with Don't Care Bear.
C3PO.
Don't Care Bear.
Do you want to C3PO?
No, it's going to be Don't Care Bear. I agree. Do it.
Anyway, Tom Ozzy says he's seen this match way too many times in Ring of Honor. I mean, I guess that's how we know it's going to be amazing, because, like, they've been teaming together and they've been opponents together, so they should know each other inside out. It should be a fantastic match, hopefully.
They also had the Wrestle Kingdom match.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Cold. Yeah, which was kind of a bad match, I'm not going to lie.
I
like the fact as well they haven't gone straight for this to be like a plunder match. This hasn't been like a no DQ or anything like this. It's just a straight up one-on-one.
Love how they mentioned Hale's got Redragon as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sammy C said he hopes Kyle batters Adam Cole. I think that's what a lot of people are going to be wanting. I think this could be...
Like, that's going to be the payoff for the feud, isn't it?
Yeah, surely.
What is? Sorry.
Like, Kyle getting his own back on Cole. That has to be the payoff for the feud.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
genuinely
say, being Cole's send off.
Yeah.
And then what? Cole goes to Raw on Monday.
But yeah, where do you put him? Do you put him on Raw or do you put him on SmackDown?
Do you want to know what I reckon?
I'd put him SmackDown and have him go against Seth.
No, I'd put him on SmackDown, but it should be against Bryan.
Oh. Because I mean, they're going to need to.
Cesaro.
The thing is what they get. What are they gone?
Cesaro or Shinsuke, or I think SmackDown is like better. There's better options in ring there. But if you put him on Raw, super kick, you can put him against like AJ Styles.
Super kick.
Did he slap his eye?
Yeah.
Referee
Don't Care Bear is keeping a close eye on that. You know, thigh slaps are banned.
Oh God! Bounced off the rope.
You say thigh slaps are banned, but nothing will ever be better than when Lucha Underground was a thing. Because in that show, it was like a cannon had gone off.
Yeah.
So, so let's say Cole goes to SmackDown. I think it all depends on who wins the triple threat at Mania. As to how useful it'll be. Because, like, realistically, Roman loses to Edge, which is what a lot of people are saying.
No, I reckon Bryan's there to eat the pen and keep Roman strong.
I mean, Bryan's there because he's literally, as all the memes are currently saying, it's Godzilla versus Kong versus Bryan.
I was trying to think of like a
versus Superman versus Bryan. It is literally just a meme.
I hate that WWE have the ability to even turn people against Daniel Bryan. It does my head in. How do they manage it? Like,
do you know why? It's because we're fickle.
It's not though. It's because they just manage to balls anything up.
All right, baby.
Shining Wizards.
Adam Cole is not Shining Wizards. Run out your contract in NXT. Go AEW, they'll appreciate him. Like, and I'm not even a big AEW fan. I'm just like, he's not going to do well on main roster once Vince gets hold of him. He's gonna get one look at him. And he's gonna be like, "So kid, you ever done a push up?" And like, that's it. That's it.
Although Adam Cole versus Edge.
Edge is like all of them. Okay, he's not actually. But
bearing in mind that Edge has openly said that Cole is one of his dream matches.
True.
And you said these two based off.
The thing is, like, what about after the initial flurry? They bring him in as the big name on the reveal on the SmackDown After Mania, and he gets straight into a feud with Edge. He has his pay-per-view match, and then I guarantee in like 3 months he's on the free show.
He's in the Ricochet position.
Yeah. Guarantee Adam Cole gets Ricocheted. Like, there's much people might not want to hear that.
It's gutting that that's a thing, like that's a term. You can say that, and we all know exactly what you mean, and it's kind of sad to think that.
Yeah,
I think that's the thing.
But like that is, it sounds horrible. That's the problem with only having sort of two realistically big American companies. Is that everywhere just forwards talent. You can literally name half of the roster on main roster WWE one day. They can be doing so much more with this wrestler.
Yeah. Pretty much every wrestler. Yeah.
You know,
so Matthew says these two had some great no-holds, but oh my god, another Shining Wizards. some great no-holds-barred matches in Ring of Honor and PWG.
They did. The PWG matches, some of the PWG matches are insane. But that's just because that's the PWG style.
Yeah,
Or
PWG
was,
is all a small style. Like, that is PWG.
PWG is right. What moves can you do? Right, do them all, and let's just have fun.
Immediately.
It used to be. Yeah, pretty much. Although it's not so much anymore.
Oh my god, that's it. He's knocked out. Adam Cole has
Imagine
done
if that's the finish. Imagine if that's the finish.
what, a Shining Wizard just like knocks him cold.
Not even the Panama Sunrise.
Twitter will actually.
Shining Wizard as well.
Twitter will
I
actually.
mean, the Shining Wizard is his actual finish. It's just to the back of the head.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
these two. Oh yeah, I didn't even realize that. Like, I was gonna say these two faced off in Japan and they've spent time in Japan. Obviously, that's where he's getting that Shining Wizard from. But yeah, I completely forgot the what's it called? The last call.
The last shot.
Yeah,
Last shot,
last
yeah.
shot.
Of course, that makes much more sense.
Right. Well, I'm still predicting O'Reilly to win.
Yeah, I think
Screw you,
we're
Adam Cole.
unanimous on that, right, O'Reilly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
O'Reilly has to.
I'm picking my favourite undisputed era member.
What, Roddy Strong?
No.
Who legitimately, who has Roddy Strong as their favourite undisputed member?
I don't know. Like, it's funny because people are like, "Oh yeah, but he's probably the best wrestler." I'm like, "Yeah, but he's so boring."
I
I'm just
genuinely
not
don't think he is. I genuinely think Kyle's a better wrestler.
Yeah,
Kyle is the better
I
wrestler.
Kyle
I
is
don't-
like ridiculous. Kyle has spent his entire career being underrated,
yeah, true.
being seen as a
That is
tough
true.
guy.
But like, that's what Roderick Strong has going for him. That's the argument for him, and I'm just like, yeah, but you have to have something interesting about you as well. Like
Like,
I don't know.
If you ever want to see like Kyle O'Reilly in like really good, he did a Super Juniors tour, and the opening match on the opening night was him versus Kushida, and
Yeah, that was
literally
fun.
he's just throwing on. They're both of them are just throwing flying arm bars out of nowhere, like on the outside. It's just mental. It's
Hey, is this
so
a
good.
match? I didn't even know this had been
Yes.
announced.
This is a match, yes. It's going to be for the NXT Women's Tag Team titles. We have the champions, Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon, defending against LeRae, Candice LeRae, and Indi Hartwell.
I'd say I'm torn, but Indi Hartwell can just eat that pin. That's fine. I don't care about that at all.
Yeah. Indy's there to eat this pin.
Yeah, it just as sad as it means that it makes LeRae take a loss as well. You know, like it's two I don't want losing against the one I don't want losing. So you know.
Anyway, let's get going.
Hey, look at this. That's the second match in a row we've done predictions for. Well done, guys.
I think
We're
the
doing
Yeah.
I think the Gargano thing was way more interesting before it became the way. I much preferred him as just the obnoxious Garganos.
Yeah.
So know how like it was.
Like I just preferred that. I mean, the some of the skits and stuff have been funny and interesting, and the Dexter Lumis feud had its highlights, but like I just preferred it as just Johnny and Candice. Also, can I just do a little flex? I chose Johnny Gargano's Twitter picture for it.
Wait, what do you mean?
The story he pulled a funny face into the camera on one of the skits with Candice, and I think it was NXT or one of the official WWE accounts tweeted it out, and I added him in reply to it and said new profile picture, and he literally changed it like minutes later and liked my tweet and stuff, and I was like, oh, he actually did. I was like, oh, okay.
You were like, I've made it.
I was like, that's kind of cool, thank you.
You had a dream. You had made it.
But yeah, what do you think about like, you know, the
Beth.
pairing of Indi Hartwell, like who's like someone relatively new with a veteran like Candice LeRae? Like that's probably a good opportunity to.
She's new to WWE. She's not new on the scene. I think it's a real clever pairing in a way, because it's like, here you go, here's the veteran with the seemingly new. But Indi's I think she's been around for like 5 years or so.
Oh yeah, I actually wasn't aware of her before NXT, so I'm not aware of the previous work.
She's been around for a little while.
Was she
but I
quite
quite like
better?
it.
Under the same name, or
Yeah, she was Indi Hartwell on the Indies as well. I don't understand how she's kept it.
How she kept her name and Eli Drake didn't? Come on.
I think the whole, Johnny wrestling and indie wrestling had to be.
See, was Eli Drake a previous NXT talent when he went back?
He was, I think he was signed, maybe even before it was NXT, like he was signed ages ago.
Like Omega, probably. Where, like, the fact that Omega was in FCW blows a lot of people's minds.
There's so many people who are like Luchasaurus, for example, and there's so many you could start.
Yeah, Luchasaurus is the good one. Judas Draven.
Is that what his name was?
His name in NXT was Judas Draven.
Like Juice Robinson as well, wasn't he?
CJ Parker. CJ Parker with his terrible Earth gimmick. But it just makes me laugh that people that don't realise that Corey Graves was a wrestler.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
He was a damn good one as well.
Was he tag champs with Neville?
He was.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was tag champs with someone else as well.
Can't remember. I always remember the Neville one because I always remember the feud coming out of it.
I know we had 2 reigns with 2.
Oh, wasn't it? There's like somebody I forget his name. He's from the UK. Joel Redman, I think. Was it? Or was that Neville?
Hold on, I'll have a look. Video.
But yeah, we're unanimous. We're saying Ember Moon and I was saying like the pairing between Indi and Candice. I guess it's kind of the same with Ember and Shotzi. I mean, Ember was like being up to main roster. Like she's been around in the WWE scene for a while, but even outside of WWE, like trained by Booker T, and he was one that I think it was on like a documentary on WWE Network. I forget which one, but. Talking about like how she'd been trying to get signed for years, and like she should have been signed for years, but just like wasn't. So she's like very experienced. And again, Shotzi Blackheart.
I think Shotzi's been around for a lot longer than people think.
Does anyone else feel like Ember Moon, the character, has forgotten why she came back to NXT? Like they just seem to ditch that whole massive comeback thing. Like
I think it's more of a case of there was that many talent going on.
Yeah, but that's the outside of kayfabe sort of explanation. But what I mean is like when you watch like the comeback and the speech she gave and stuff, and then it's like, oh no, I'm cool with just being in a tag team that I've randomly been thrown in.
Yeah.
Like mere months later, it just kind of feels a bit like underwhelming compared with what I thought she was gonna do.
Well, she's got a title though.
And I think is, I suppose it's one of those things they can always keep her on the back burner for or whatever. So like now, so if that prediction is correct and Raquel wins, there's no reason Ember can't go after Raquel.
Yeah, I know. It just feels a bit underwhelming compared with where she was when she came back in.
I kind of think it's just another like example of perhaps as wrestling fans overthinking it.
Yeah, and I think it is an example of they've just got too much talent in that division.
Yeah, like that, and I'd say like AEW's women's division is fantastic. I mean, and the fact that the rumor is that WWE is getting a new female talent signed to them as well.
It's improved greatly with the AEW since they've started bringing in a lot more people from other places.
Fundamentals have been great for the division.
Yeah,
and for the fact that they couldn't, she's really benefited from NWA having that break.
Mm-hmm. You look at like the matches, like the way they were booking it before the pandemic hit, like there was going to be a lot of Joshi wrestlers, a lot of like very Japanese inspired wrestlers in that division. But yeah, and like now that things are, there's not as many restrictions around travel and stuff, like we're starting to see that. We had Mizunami as well in the last pay-per-view. It is moving in the right direction, I think. Like
when everyone was like moaning mid-pandemic about, give your women a bit more respect, it's like
it's easy to remember. Easy to forget that like it's a brand new company. Like there's so much we're trying to sort out, like the men's division, the tag team division, like the production, the like talent morale. Like there's so much going on. What's that?
How to do a deadly explosion that looks more deadly than Cody Rhodes pyro.
I was going to say, when Cody Rhodes has more pyro than your main event, then we're kind of fucked.
Well, actually, I'm just getting word from William Regal now. Yes,
Cody Rhodes is coming to NXT.
Oh God, no.
Regal has just informed me that our main event between Finn Balor and Karrion Kross will be an exploding barbed wire death match.
Yes. So down. Suck it, Omega and Moxley. Do you know the worst part of the ending to Revolution was the fact that of the two people on the roster I would have trusted to have made that match exactly what it needed to be with their knowledge of Japanese history and culture. Because people forget Moxley's got a massive respect for it, hence why he's going after the likes of Nagata. Would have been, if you'd have said to me, put two wrestlers to book it, I would have said Omega and Mox.
So the match itself was good. It was just the after-match shit.
Yeah.
The worst thing for me, it needed...
New tag champions.
New tag champs.
Just to finish that thought, though, the worst thing for me, and again, of the sort of caliber of experience that they had in the ring when it went wrong, when that pyro fizzled, Kingston and Mox should have improvised, selling it as if to say, "What, that was it?" They should have looked up and been like Kingston especially, who was... he should have sold it like it killed him when nothing went off. He should have just looked up like, "What the hell?" He should have sold it legit. That was underwhelming. That would have made it better.
Kingston,
but they did kind of deal with it properly after.
Yeah, but they dealt with it properly the week after. But the fact remains, on the night he sold it like it had killed him.
Yeah. For me, it wasn't even even so much Kingston. It was more the commentators selling it. If they were "Oh, what was that?" Because when I first saw it, my reaction was "Oh, it was nothing. It was Kenny just playing all these mind games, basically as silly as it sounds, scaring Mox, saying "Oh,
if Kingston
you're
had just looked up and the commentators would have sounded underwhelmed, it'd have been perfect."
It was Excalibur being "Oh my God," which
I honestly think Kingston was lying on top of Moxley pissing himself. just laughing man, we gotta sell this shit.
Kingston was there counting, how long have I got left on my contract?
Kingston's massively happy to be there. You hear in the interviews, he's so grateful to be there, and I like Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, but still in that moment, I bet he was "Oh, I regret everything."
Yeah, pretty much.
So remind me, who won night one? It was Bronson Reed, right?
Just Sammy in the chat. Yeah, they did it in the promo, but what I'm saying is they did it in the promo several days after Kingston acted like he'd been murdered by it.
The ladder match, Reese.
They did it straight after, Bizza. Mox got on mic after it ended. But
that was still after Kingston sold it
Reese? It was Bronson Reed. I was going to say Reese.
And to me, it had to be an immediate reaction that they could then recover from. It had to be immediate. But
the thing is, they kind of did, because they literally put Moxley's statement out the next day.
Yeah,
they didn't wait for the TV. They were "Fuck it, we know it's out here."
Everyone's sort of missing my point though, which is the moment the pyro went rubbish, Kingston had to look up and be like, "What? That was it."
I honestly think he was laying there pissing himself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree. But what needed to happen? The commentators needed to not sell it like it was catastrophic, and Kingston needed to not sell it like it was catastrophic.
They could have dealt with it so much better. They could.
The aftermath, I felt they dealt with well. Yes, but in the moment, I think it needed Kingston to look up and look around what, that was it?
If they'd have had Callis going, mocking the commentators, going, "Do you really think Kenny would have put himself under all this pressure and all this risk just for this?" I think, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm still not Lawson as well.
I don't know if you, Sammy, it's not Lawson. I don't know if it's a running gag or.
The funniest thing.
Well, you're Lawson now.
Still, Kenny Omega shouting 69 me done on the show after.
Oh yeah.
When he said that, fucking dying laughing.
Anyway, Johnny Gargano is going to defend his. I keep calling it the United States title, the North American.
It's slightly bigger than the United States title. It's 2 countries.
Against the guy from South Pacific. South Pacific, is that right?
Australia. It's Australian, isn't he? Bronson Reed.
I think.
Yeah, he is Australian.
Yeah.
I was just not too up on my geography there. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's quickly moving on.
Also, that referee.
Wait, what referee?
The Stig.
Oh, he's pretty hefty.
Referee is the
You know,
Stig.
so all the referees have different stats, and like some of them move around quicker, some of them count faster, some of them count slower. It's like some of them there's a delay before they start counting. This referee, as you'd imagine, is proper on the ball. You see the defending champion, probably the corrector of the two as well. He didn't have a match on night 1.
Bugs me when a champion comes out first. Like a low-key
that's my
wrestling
bad.
bug, like the champion always comes out. Should always come out second.
Yeah.
You must hate like.
It's like one of them little traditional things, isn't it, that should happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like I said earlier, this is my prediction for what will actually. I think Bronson will win. I think he can have hell of a match. And Johnny Gargano can have an amazing takeover against Spring.
It's fixed.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I think Bronson. They've not scratched the surface of what Bronson Reed is capable of yet. Like I've seen him, like before he got to WWE, he's capable of a lot more than he's shown.
He did that tour of the UK, right? He was getting up to like a bungee jump.
Yeah, but like even stuff like in PWG and stuff like that, he was doing stuff in there, and he's just such a good big man. He's such an agile big
For me, one of the most underrated wrestlers right now is Jeff Cobb.
Yep.
And what he's now starting to show in NJPW. Yes.
I think. Sorry, I was going to call him Jonah Rocket. What's his name? Bronson Reed. It is very similar to Jeff Cobb in a way. Like they're both two very big men who move like much smaller men, but are also very powerful.
Yeah,
I mean, Jeff Cobb showed what he could do going back to the Lucha Underground thing. He was Matanza Cueto back in Lucha Underground.
Yep.
So you can see what he can do in a Lucha set.
The problem with Cobb is he's always had an issue almost connecting with an audience, giving them a reason to like him. Like he's kind of almost like a lot of indie wrestlers in a way. They are brilliant in the ring, but they don't always give a connection outside the ring. So when they go to like AEW, WWE, etc., but they've got to get people to like them using their words and their mics. They don't know how to do it.
Like the exact opposite.
I reckon that's why him being like lower down in a New Japan stable is great for him. Because he can show his in-ring work, and then Will Ospreay can get on the mic and do the promo work.
Yeah.
So you say he's like the opposite of Baron Corbin in a way.
Empire. What do we think of the reveal, the new member?
Hanare, I think it's great.
It's great, not Hanare.
Yeah, so my thoughts that I put out on it was underwhelming but made sense. It was logical. Like, I can't fault it for making sense.
He's been he's been booked like a young boy for the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's like a young lion plus into kind of thing.
Yeah,
well, he never went out on an excursion.
Yeah, well, he was never officially a young boy.
Yeah, he was a good fit. I just felt with how it was built up, it was a bit underwhelming. It was like I sort of looked at him and was like, oh yeah, of course it is. You know, like I was like, oh, like you're supposed to be.
So like in the weeks before, like a couple different previews I listened to, they were like, imagine if it's Kyle Fletcher.
Oh shit!
And for some reason, I got convinced that would have been. But then I'm like, no, because Dunk's just come back from injury. I want more Aussie Open.
Well, I think Aussie Open was going to.
I think Aussie Open. I mean, they're in Australia, so there's no reason Aussie Open can't come out for a tour in Japan.
I'm pretty sure they will, because on a recent show, what was the last big event they had before this one? It was probably like a month ago.
Castle Attack.
And there was like a little interlude bit where they were cleaning the ring and stuff, and the commentators were talking, and I think it was like Chris Charlton mentioned Aussie Open, and then Kevin Kelly were going off on one, being like, "Oh, Aussie Open, yeah, I can't wait to see them." Like, it could have been Gino. I can't remember who exactly, but yeah, that's definitely something I think we're going to see. Like, it doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, obviously you had the match at Royal Quest between God and Aussie Open, and that was fantastic. But yeah, Gargano has anybody seen the backstage promo with the Empire?
I've seen the
No, I've not seen it.
Where like they're all backstage and like Will's got his is Versace robe on, and Will picks up the drink and he's like, "Oh, it's supposed to be a drink instead of sponsor." And Hanare basically stone colds his drink.
Just fucking choked it.
Yeah, and Will turns to him and goes, "Damn," and he goes, "Yeah, it's the first drink I've had in 6 months." Give me more of that, Hanare. Give me personality, Hanare. When it was him and Juice. Like when it was him and Juice a couple of years ago, and they were fighting over the C Block trophy in the New Japan, G1, when they were fighting over the unofficial C Block. Like, I think Hanare is great. I like Hanare.
I think it's going to be good for him. And like Tom said in the chat, it's a good fit. Like I say, it was just my reaction was, oh yeah, of course. Like, and it was sort of built up like quite a big surprise. And it
made perfect
sense. That's my
sense.
only complaint about it. It made perfect sense, but it just didn't feel like the surprise that it had been built up to be.
You know what I
mean?
This has got me thinking, because the other day I was thinking about the Inner Circle, and when that faction was like revealed, or when they fought, it was like, what? This doesn't make any sense as a faction. None of these guys have anything in common with it. But like as time goes on, like I now think the Inner Circle are like a pretty cool faction.
Yeah. Yeah, but like it's almost the opposite for me. I think he fits. I just was underwhelmed.
And anyway, basically, you didn't get to. We haven't really heard your opinion on Ospreay winning the title. We were talking about it before the stream started. Yeah. But like, what's your opinion? What's your opinion on the match?
I'm not a fan based on a few things. The biggest one for me is the timing. The biggest one for me is the fact that like. It feels too soon after like such an underwhelming Wrestle Kingdom for them. Like it's just like some mad slingshot that we talk about them liking things to make sense and build things over time and stuff, and it feels so jumping the gun to me.
But this feels
Sorry to cut you off there, Gargano has just attained.
Really, big match.
You what?
So,
like since Wrestle Kingdom, they've been on a complete tear.
Anyway, let's speak a little bit about this NXT Championship match. Our main event of night 2 is we have Finn Bálor defending against Karrion Kross. Guys, what do you make of this? Like, who do you think walks out with the title?
Yeah, Kross is winning.
Well, that as well, but Kross is winning. If ands, buts, Kross is winning.
So I originally thought they were, because they've alluded to, like Finn Bálor in interviews has alluded to it, out of character and what have you. The whole demon thing. My original thoughts of the Karrion Kross thing when we got like a timeline for his return was that he'd kind of Ciampa squash. If you remember the Kross Ciampa match, it was like a glorified squash. I thought he was going to like Ciampa squash Bálor, and then Bálor was going to bring the demon back for this show, but then actually have Kross beat the demon as like the real put over kind of thing.
I genuinely think for the money that Bálor must generate for WWE, Vince wants Bálor on the main roster as soon as possible again.
Yeah, quite possibly. But like, I don't think, even regardless of where Finn goes after this, they're going straight back to where they wanted to be with Kross in the first place.
It's been a good reset.
I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I think Pete Dunne beats Kushida because the way it seemed to be going back when Kross first won the title was like, I think his first program was going to be against Pete. And then obviously Kross got injured. So then, as it happened, then, what's that English guy called? The rugby league player?
Forgot
his name.
But yeah, I know what you mean.
The one that did the Undisputed Era thing.
And then because that happened at the same time as the Kross injury, so
consequential.
Pete got put into that match. instead then. So he did War Games. I think like Pete is going to be in the title picture next, so I can see him winning, and then I'd agree Karrion Kross wins, leading into like a Pete Dunne feud.
I'd say at least the first feud, because coming into this, Kross he's not a big one, but he's more the heel.
Yeah.
So I'd say they're gonna want him to fight a babyface first before maybe a.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, do you have to establish who's the face and who's the heel? Because you see that how Finn's attitude is very much, it's very much Prince Devitt.
I've been thinking about this whole face heel thing because WWE and NXT in some of the storylines, it's very clear who's the heel and who's the face, and that's fair enough. Like Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, it's very clear. But there's a lot of blurring, and it's because they don't have the live audience to deal with. They don't have to tell you who to cheer and boo. But as we start moving back into having live crowds, I think we'll start seeing that divide get more clear again. So I think they will send Kross back down the heel route, if that makes sense. They'll start building him as more heelish again. Because like WWE, we know from like interviews with like Bruce Pritchard was a big one. He was always saying on his show before he was like rehired, he was always like, no, there has to be someone to cheer and someone to boo. Like Vince doesn't even really like babyface matches because who are they supposed to cheer? You know, like, so I think like this is essentially tweener versus tweener at the moment, and that's not going to fly with a live crowd with WWE. They just don't do that.
Anyway,
so I think we're going to see him go more heel again.
Let's get this match underway, and like I said, it will be an exploding barbed wire death match, so we'll see how this plays out.
Tom Ozzy's predicted Scarlett to win, by the way, in the chat.
Yeah, I'd saw that pop me.
I mean, I'll take the Alexa Bliss style pinfall.
I'll take any style of pin
from Scarlett.
Like, did you see how pissed Randy Orton's wife was about that?
No, the best thing was Orton tweeting out, "Hey, Soldier Boy, can you tell my wife it's all fake?"
Oh my God! It's the demon. The demon has returned.
We brought Demon Bálor.
I love Twitter Orton. He's the best.
Why have we got Gengar as the referee?
Oh, it's Zordon.
And if it was going to be any Pokemon, it'd be Haunter.
Yeah, true.
But yeah,
I see that.
I don't remember Zordon having hands randomly.
He needs to count, doesn't he? Those cross-looking.
Can't you not just smack his head off the floor or something?
So, can we just question, why are they the same size in this?
Because everyone's the same size in this.
Oh, kayfabe. You see there in the bottom right, Tom Ozzy's name is now on the ring.
What? Kayfabe, Karrion Kross is about 7
Oh my God.
No. He's big, but he's not 7 foot.
He's busted open. That's what he is.
I mean, if Adam Cole's 6 foot, then yeah, Karrion Kross is 7 foot.
See that Karrion Kross is busted open already from the barbed wire.
Nice.
With blood just on the ring there.
How are we going to be able to tell if Finn Bálor gets busted? He's already got blood all over him.
No, yeah, true.
In this match, like, there's the fucking half an hour time on it.
Is that blood or Balor's paint on the mat?
That's blood.
Blood.
Ripping down the chest of Karrion Kross there. Leaving a crimson trail everywhere he goes.
Why did Karrion Kross just do the Ric Flair flop?
Why not?
Karrion. Woo! Kross.
Like, gets the better of the punching exchange, just falls over for fun.
Well, he was telling people to fall and
whoa!
We can't really see it, but Balor's probably busted open from that as well, because that's what busted Kross open.
Can't tell.
Also, how's Finn going to do the coup de grace?
He'll do it in 1916.
Oh yeah, you see that's only going to work to Kross's advantage there. They take him.
He's going to detach the rope and wrap around his.
Cesaro swing.
Cesaro swing.
Yeah, he's going to detach the top rope and wrap it around his feet, and then jump on Kross. That's how it works.
On a sort of related note, when do you reckon the next time we'll actually see the Demoness?
First debut of the main roster.
Oh, do you think he'll debut as the Demon?
Demon.
they ruined the demon. The demon was such a special thing, and he'd turn it like, the whole thing was normal. Finn couldn't win, so he'd have to hammer deep down inside to get the demon. They spoiled it when they just announced the demon would be on the pay-per-view, and they had the demon turn up on Raw.
It's like when they announced Bray as the Fiend, for example.
I think what Bálor said, and I remember reading an interview that he did about it, and he said it became like a crutch for his character, like, I can't win a match, so I'll put some face paint on. And he said it was supposed to be more of a big deal than that, so that's why he sort of asked to stop doing it. So that's why I thought the Karrion Kross feud would have been like the perfect opportunity to bring it back. Like,
obviously Vince wouldn't let him because
exactly.
Oh, and now Kross taking it to Bálor, looking to regain that title he never lost.
That was the good thing about Takeover London, is when you got the Jack the Ripper style. That was amazing in the crowd, and the fact that the VT that they gave him before, which they've edited on the network, was fantastic.
What is under?
Canadian Destroy?
Perhaps with one of his suplexes.
I was going to say, I couldn't really tell who did what then.
They look like either a Sambo suplex, or it looked like a Canadian DDT.
Yeah, Canadian Destroyer DDT. I was thinking that it was like both at once, wasn't it? That's why they both sold it.
Kross back into a barbed wire, now Bálor into a barbed wire.
Like, speaking of them DDTs, like, the fold is one of my favourite finishes right now.
The what?
It looks so good. What's it called? In Impact does it, calls it the fold.
Not Chris Bay, is it?
I don't know. I've sort of fallen out. Not fallen out as in I hate it, I've fallen out of sort of watching it with Impact, so I've not seen it in a while.
Is it Ace Austin?
I don't know.
It is Ace Austin. 2.9. And by the way, we're coming up to 13 minutes. I think there is another explosion. I think there's a 15-minute time limit at which point the whole ring will explode.
As long as it's better than AEW's.
They brought a couple of sparkles to ringside that were better than AEW's.
I think it was, but AEW one was only, I feel like it was only a couple of seconds out. Like it wasn't that long, it just felt like an eternity.
No, there just wasn't enough. That was the problem. There was nowhere near enough. It was super underwhelming.
I thought the big bang that happened like maybe a second or two after the first bang.
But like, even if they'd have gone off together, they'd just been like, there was a bang, but there was no fire, there was no explosion, there was just a sound effect. And
guys, we're on the 10-second mark. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh my god! The ring had exploded, and the time it stopped.
I mean, Kross is on Bálor.
Kross is dead.
Yeah, but he's on Bálor. He can win the title while he's dead. Can't Zordon?
Both men are dead.
It's a double dead.
A double dead.
NXT title is
that your official
vacant.
prediction, Reese, for this
DKO.
Evaluation 100%.
Double knockouts.
Everyone loves watching a match where both men die. Like, that's...
Well, I mean, it's got a 100% from the crowd.
That's kind of why they like Ibushi v Naito.
Yeah, so.
Everybody dies. Literally, they should just have had like Lance Archer's an NJPW theme playing. Everybody dies.
It annoyed me so much that AEW changed his music. I loved his music.
So good.
Well, with that being said, I think I'm going to wrap up the stream there. So I'm going to play, you guys won't be able to hear it, but Lance Archer's theme to play us out, I think, is only appropriate.
Yes.
Only appropriate after that finish.
So yeah, thank you to everyone that's dropped in the stream. That's much appreciated. New sub, Tom Ozzy, thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated. Thanks to you guys as well, Barney, Noir, and Abeza for joining me. It's been an absolute blast. And
thank you so much for having us.